I made a mistake. I had sex with a man before I married him. I was supposed to marry him, but I'm so glad I didn't. Oh, but I met my husband. I'm my husband's second wife. So I've been number 2 in a lot of things, but I'm still winning. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here telling you about it. I'm the perfect example. Nothing was right, but I'm right now because we can't keep it in a wrong position. I met a nice young lady today. And we talked, and she's 28 years old. She got twins. She got a set of twins. She was with the young man, her child's father, for 10 years. Some things happened. They did not get married, but what have you. She's now dating. But he's still talking to her. He's still trying to figure out what you're doing. Even though you're with another woman, he's still trying to figure out what you're doing. He's not married either. So you know what I said to her? Well, if y'all don't know, I suggested to her that you go to your child's father, your children's father, and y'all have a conversation. Y'all, it's time for y'all to grow up. You're 28 years old now. He's almost 30. It's time. What are you looking for? You had babies with him. You still talking to him for hours. Don't move forward. Figure out how we can fix this. Your kids would love it. Obviously, child's father would love it. You're talking to him for hours. Go fix it. Don't keep moving forward. Fix it. See, so many times we don't like to fix it. I'm going to tell y'all one thing that she told me, and it's going to stick out. This is something that's crazy. She said, I said, what would be one of the things you would say a major problem is with people in your generation? She said, we don't like to fix it. We don't like to stick it out. As soon as somebody do something wrong, we be out of there. They be out. You got 2 kids and you out. No. We got to get back to fixing things, because you got 2 kids. We got little twin boys, and mama can't do everything. Mama can't do most things. So, and dad's there. He lurking in the background. He not professing anything because she hurt him. It's just real. She hurt him. There was some trauma. There's some healing that needs to be done. There's some therapy that needs to be done. Go get it. But don't let go. I want her to go back to her child's father, have a real conversation with him, real vulnerable conversation when you let all your ego and your pride go. Because y'all know we have them, right? Women, we have them. Instead of saying, oh, you did this, you did that. Take responsibility for what you did, had a conversation and see exactly. Make sure you're done, because it don't sound like you're done, but make sure you're done before you walk away, because it only takes one. And if you already had your one and you've been with your one and now you're sitting around somewhere knowing that one was your one, y'all need to think about it. You might need to go back and get them, because all these things that we have here, all these things that we're going through, and all these little cookie cutter things that we're trying to fit into, none of this is, I can't say none of this because y'all can get mad at this. A lot of this doesn't work. There needs to be and have to be something organic about a relationship that goes from day 1 to year 27. And if you're not finding it, you have to ask yourself, why are you not finding it? Why of all these people in this world, all these women and men that are in this world, why are we not finding an organic relationship? What is the problem? What am I missing? What am I not doing? What's going on? We have to do that. We have to slow down and ask ourselves, why? Now, I'm not telling any man to give up his preferences. I'm not, feminine, fit, friendly, submissive, kind. I'm with you all on that, all over it. I agree with you. I'm all over it. I want you to have that. I do. But I also don't want you to miss something that you might have looked over. So Miss Jennifer says, SB, Lauren London was talking about letting go of egos in relationships in her latest interview. Ooh, I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. We have to let go, because guess what? We have a big problem with it, because guess what? When we hurt. Egos on both sides. Absolutely. Because men don't want to be vulnerable. Men don't even know they have trauma. But Haley, guess what? I'm not concerned with the men today. I'm concerned with the women, because I want us to win. Let the men tell it. They winning. They getting it together. They doing the work. They coming up. And I agree with them. They are. We're the ones out here looking like chicken heads. Some of us.
Dearly beloved.
But listen, Haley, we ain't trying to look like chicken heads. We're trying to win. And I'm trying to give us some keys to make sure we win. But Cedric Carson, hey, Cedric, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. He said, I agree. There are good women everywhere. I actually be seeing some of them on your chat and Crimson Curious chat. I just don't qualify for them. Oh, I like that. I like that, Cedric. Now, see, I can't have you put all what I want to ask you next into the chat, but I like that. I really do. I do like that. King, the unpredictable husky. You know what? How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while, but I'm so glad to see you. It's been a while, but welcome. Thank you for being here. Salam. It's good to see you. I want to win a new wife at 70 years old. I'm a widower. I know, but you know what? You got the secret, though. You know what to do. We got to make sure these younger generation understands what to do and won't pass over something that can be great, you know, because we don't want to work it out. Hey, Jedi, how are you? So I'm getting back to it. So listen, the young lady told me that she didn't tell me this, but I told her. I saw ego and pride all over her because the young man cheated on her. And it was real. But guess what? When you have 2 kids, a set of twins by a man, and you've been with a man I think she said maybe 5 or 10 years of her life or something like that. This is not something that you just walk away from. I understood that she was hurt. I understood that trauma. I understand all of that. But they basically were married without the papers. You know, and it just doesn't go away. I think I've said this several times. When you have that kind of commitment or relationship with a person and they leave or something happens to you, some part of you goes with them. You just don't get over it. If you get over it like that, it was no good anyway. You know, so that's what I'm saying. It was no good anyway. Hello, Real. Hello, Ine. Who is it? XCD. I'm saying it wrong. I'll get it in a minute. Gerard, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Oh, you have it. Oh, I see here. I'm sorry, guys. We putting highlighting one and I'm doing another. It's been good. Just had a newborn. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. You're going to have to come tell us about that. You definitely will. Let's see. Gerard says, SB, thank you for all you do. Your wisdom is greatly needed today. Thank you. So anyway, I'm just saying when you have made those type of commitments and you all have had a child, or in her case, twins, you don't walk away. You make sure that you're done with that. And obviously this man is still wanting to be in her life outside of the children, because she said he called her and talked to her for a whole hour. She said they were actually best friends before they were lovers. Come on, y'all. You don't get that several times in your life. You don't get it. You don't get it. So don't allow yourself just to walk away from something that is real like that. And that's organic. This is what is organic. Organic relationships can last throughout because they consist of some amount of love. And love becomes patience. It endures things. You know, it's not, self-seeking. All those things become in those type of relationships when they're relationships that have been going on for a length of time. Even though we maybe have not been perfect in those relationships, they still have some components of love in them. Now, we might need to get better. We might need to grow up. Sometimes we do things because we're just young and dumb. And as we grow older, our desires and our needs change. And we should know that. So that's why we need to stay plugged in for a little longer. And that was just one of the things the young lady said to me about this generation now is they don't walk things out. They give up. They give up. They be out. I'm out. Soon as something happened, I'm out. You know what? I don't know how you do that when you got 2 kids, because I'm thinking, no, you're not out. No, you're not out until you're not out until I say you out. No, I'm just kidding. But you just don't walk away. And that's all I'm trying to say is we do not walk away from these relationships when we have them like that, because you only need one. It's only one that you need. And there are lovely women and men everywhere they are. So guys, make sure you're getting those likes up. Let's get them up. We have what? Come on. Listen, I don't know what's going on with you all right now. Y'all don't like what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm just telling the truth. I need y'all to hit that like button when you come into the live. I appreciate it so much. XDMC, hello, how are you? I'm glad that you came and you're here for me. I messed up your initials earlier, but I'm glad we're back. It says you have to be trained hunter to find that one. I had to go through a lot of weeds before I found my flower. It's rough out there. Listen, if you say so. I don't know. Maybe your stipulations was very, very high, which I don't mind that either. But guess what? You found her. You did. You found your flower. And that's all that matters. You put the work in and you found her. And that's what we're talking about, finding her. But, I don't know. Was she perfect? Who knows? Probably not. But guess what? Excellent. Maybe a better word. How about that? How about that? We got to have somewhere to go, right? We have somewhere to go. She could be excellence. And then we're moving on to perfection. And she's perfect for you. So that's what matters. And that's my point I'm trying to make is that because I was number 2, if you want to see it that way. I never saw it that way. I never saw it that way. My husband never treated me as number 2. I saw myself more of a learning lesson. I was more of the one that you did. Listen, he would say, listen, I know what I don't want and I know what not to do. So I kind of consider myself the one. And guess what? I was. I'm the one. So y'all keep that in mind when you're looking. And again, women are single sometimes for a lot of different reasons. And listen, don't this make y'all think about something? I bet not say that because I don't want to confuse the situation because I'm talking about women who are single mothers who have been in relationships with the child's father. I'm not talking about women who are having children and they have no idea who the children's father is or are or however you have it. Those women, I do think that they need to take some time to figure out what kind of life they want to live. And they need to account for what they've done. They need to get this stuff together. And then once they've done that, then them too, they can actually go out there and find someone also. But it needs to be a time. It needs to be a time and a place where they can figure out what they've done wrong if they don't know who their child's father is, or if that child's father is not in that child's life. Meaning, I think sometimes relationships need to be mended. Because if you got a child out there, especially a boy child and a girl child too, but the boy children, and you don't know who the daddy is, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. I need you to find them. I need you to try to build a relationship, not necessarily you, not a relationship with you, but make sure he's building a relationship with his son, because a boy child needs the discipline that a man gives them. Now, if he's totally just a bum and there's nothing good with that, it's actually bad to do. I'm mad at you, lady, because you picked him. But guess what? We go get over it too, because we make mistakes. We all do. But I need you to find that young man some kind of mentor or somebody that can get some discipline or put some discipline within that child. Boy children need discipline. They do. They need discipline and they need structure. And it's not something that women can do. We might can do a little bit, but then it comes a time when that young man starts feeling things, experiencing things that we have no idea how it's controlling them. None. Y'all don't know. We can read all types of books. We will never know because we will never experience it. And if you are experiencing it, you are, you're different. No, you're not experiencing them. That's why you need a mentor. You need your child to have a mentor. And I am pushing that for any woman. It's just time to grow up. It's time to stop being about ourselves, women, and making sure, it's all about us. But a lot of times we say little crazy stuff. He did this, he did that. He ain't hitting on good. He ain't, we talk about the child's father negatively a lot. And it's sad that we have tangled ourselves up with people that we feel that bad about. Now, do we really feel that bad about them, or just we on the other side talking? So whatever it is, we need to grow up and get beyond ourselves and make it about the child. If there's no relationship with the child and their father, we got to do it. We got to do it, and I think that we should spend our time, single mothers, we need to spend our time doing that instead of trying to find a man to marry. I think this is a time for everything. If your child's father is not in his life, we need to spend our time putting that relationship together first, because guess what? If you have a boy child and he doesn't know his dad and never had a relationship with any man, he's not going to be any good for a man that's coming to try to be with his mama. It's going to be bad, y'all. It'll be really
Dearly beloved.
He already think he the man of the house. He going to be laying up in her bed. Y'all seen it, baby boy. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it's going to be just like that. That may not be the best example because baby boy was old and grown. I don't know what was wrong with his mama, but you know, start at 13 with that and see how it goes. So there's a time when mothers should be devoting to children. If they miss that time finding a husband, there is a time that the mother should be devoting to children where it's not going to be a good relationship to bring in a man. But beyond that, you know, I see nothing wrong with a single mom if she's a good woman. And it could be your number two. It's okay. She's ready. Most of them, if they're ready for a husband, you have to make that decision though. Is she ready for a husband? Is she ready to be covered? Is she ready to allow you to lead her? Is she ready for you to be the head of her household? Or is she in the mode of controlling everything so much that she cannot see who you are as a man? If that's the case, then y'all leave it at the restaurant. She's not the one. So make sure y'all getting those thumbs up, likes up. Get the likes up, guys. Make sure you're getting the likes up when you come into the live. But that's what I wanted to talk about because it was just so much of a backlash in one way, and some people definitely understood, others did not. But like I said, the part that sticks out with me the most is the disrespect for the men who do it. Leaders are leaders. Men are men. I can't feel how you all feel. I don't know how you feel about it, but there's men out there who mentor young boys. There are men out there who don't mind being stepdads because that child or that other man doesn't change them from being who the men that they are. So what they're looking at is that woman and how she's contributed to that little boy's or little girl's life and the kind of woman that she is and how she's going to contribute to his life. That's what they're looking at and focusing on, because guess what? It's obvious to me that the women who should be in those perfect positions, those childish positions, those women that should be submissive, those women that should be pouring in and looking for those coverings, those should be willing to add value to the men, be assets from. They're not doing it for some whatever reason. Maybe it's the time that we're in. They're pushing way back on it. They're like, I don't know. Or they're going through with it, and then their intentions are not good. You know, they may be marrying because the man may be not necessarily a high value man, but a high earner. So they're looking at how much money he makes. They're looking at what he can do for me outside of, it's more so me than what I can do for him or how we're going to be together. But for whatever reason, those relationships are not working. And I'm just saying, if it's not working, ladies, it's okay to be the number two. And men, y'all respect these men. Respect the men, because all these single women out here, all these single mothers, there's some daddies out there that are not accounted for. Now, I don't know where they at. I have no idea. But guess what? We have a problem. There's a problem somewhere. These are single dads also. And I bet these single dads are in relationships with women. Because women, for some reason, we don't care. We'll take a man with a child. Some of us, some of us may not, but we'll accept a man with a child. I think it depends on the man, and too much is too much. But anyway, that was just what I wanted to share with you guys. Listen, we got to learn how to respect each other. What we talk about being married, or what I talk about being in marriage, becoming one with another, it's almost crazy that we talk about this because I can't even, it's like there's a war going on out there. No, not over here at SB Nation, but out there in these spaces, there's a war going on. And for whatever reason, we're not hearing each other. We're not listening. Women are saying, hey, I need you. I want you to be in my life. I need you to do this. I need you to cover me. I need you. I value you. I want to be with you. And the men are saying, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And it's almost like they're saying the same thing, but for some reason, they can't have no meeting. Excuse me. And I don't really know why. So I do know, though, there's a lot of disrespect that's being thrown left and right, a lot of talking points that are being thrown left and right. And we could just have an organic conversation with your real thoughts and feelings, and you don't throw up a stat that doesn't apply. I mean, somebody told you it applied, but the reality is showing that it don't apply. I would appreciate it.